No thank you, I'm not doing that. When the pressure stops. It's this nasty little side of human nature. Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm filming today from my little cottage in the Caribbean. We have just got back from snorkeling. I just had a shower. I haven't brushed my hair because I feel like it can just be beachy, if you know what I mean. But today I thought I would film a slightly different video because I've been thinking about this a lot recently, and I think it's interesting to talk about and kind of explain the reason why I don't drink alcohol and when I'll start drinking it, if ever, and why I think other people, young people, underage people, feel the need to drink before it's legal to do so. So I just thought I would have a little chat, and this is a judgment-free zone. Like, you do you. If you want to drink alcohol underage, it's fine. Like, I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm just explaining my reasons for not doing it because I get asked this so much in real life. Like, it's probably one of the most commonly asked questions I get, even by adults, by children, or by people my age, by adults, literally by everyone. Like, they ask why I don't drink alcohol because it seems, even though technically it is illegal for me to drink alcohol, I'm 17, in Australia the legal drinking age is 18, so it's illegal, but literally everybody does. So I kind of am in the minority, whereas I technically legally should be in the majority, but most people do drink underage. So I am in a minority, and I'm going to explain why I don't drink, and I'm going to start this video with when I think I will start drinking alcohol, because that kind of leads into the why I don't drink. So at some point in my life, I would like to try alcohol. I'm never gonna be like an alcoholic, but I think I'd like to have like just a glass of wine or something on special occasions if I go out with friends, or if I'm having a nice dinner at home or out somewhere. Just if I feel like drinking a little bit of alcohol, I think I'd like to do that at some point in my life. And the point in my life where I'm going to first try alcohol is when the pressure stops. So when I stop getting questions from everybody about when I'm going to start drinking, and when I stop getting people trying to persuade me to start drinking, that is when I'm going to try my first drink. And the reason for that is because I want to make sure I'm doing it for myself, because it's something I really want to do, and not because I'm just trying to, like, not necessarily please other people, but because I've like kind of been a bit persuaded by other people. I want to make sure it's my decision. And also, in your kind of like late teens, early 20s, when people go out to big parties, they're like, there's this whole kind of culture of like drinking a lot, and like drinking heaps and heaps at parties, and taking so many shots, and or having like so much alcohol like all at once, because people think it's a kind of cool thing to be able to drink alcohol, so they just drink heaps and heaps and heaps. And I just want to kind of wait until all of the parties, you know, kind of all of those really heavy alcohol drinking parties are over. I want to wait till I'm kind of past that stage of life, and people stop just like drinking for the sake of it, and actually just start, you know, getting to the mature stage where you just have, you know, a glass of wine over dinner or over lunch when you're feeling like it. And it's not the whole kind of, I don't know how to word it properly, but just, you know, that whole kind of culture of like just drinking until you're completely like drunk just because like you're young and you can't, like, I don't know, I just want to get past that stage. And once people are past that stage, then I might join in with the kind of more relaxed, have a drink every now and then kind of vibe. But I don't really want to be drinking heaps and heaps while I'm young at parties, because I just don't want to. And that's kind of what I'm going to get onto now, is why I don't drink alcohol. So as I mentioned, I get this question quite a lot, and my first reason is because in Australia, the legal drinking age is 18. I am 17, therefore it is illegal for me to consume alcohol outside of my home. I'm pretty sure it's legal like over the age of 16, don't quote me on this, but it might be like over the age of 16 your parents can give it to you at home or something. But I'm being asked this question in like situations where I'm out and about, and it is definitely against the law for me to drink alcohol, and I don't really want to be breaking the law, so That's kind of my first reason. Secondly, all of the kind of pressure and like all of the people kind of trying to persuade me to drink alcohol and saying I should just give it a go, and people trying to get me to have my first drink. Basically, every single time people try to persuade me to drink, it makes me want to do it less, just because, I don't know, I think it's kind of a little bit of human nature. If people, you know, like when your mum tells you to tidy your room, it makes you want to do it less. That's kind of what it's like. It's just a silly little, I don't know, people are telling me what to do and I kind of want to like go against it, especially because it's something that I know I don't really want to do right now, and it's not necessarily a good thing for you. It's not bad. I don't think drinking is bad if you have it in moderation, but I just definitely don't think I am missing out on any health benefits through not drinking. And the kind of pressure and stuff that people put on me to drink, I have a little idea of why they put that pressure on me, and I'm going to get into that slightly later in the video, but I'm just going to continue with why I don't drink alcohol. So the third reason is running. So I am an elite athlete, elite middle distance runner. I train 6 days a week running, and then I also do like cross training and strength training and things like that. And alcohol is not going to help my running, it is going to hinder my running. I am 99% certain that alcohol would not help my running, especially at this stage of my career. I'm very young, again, like it's illegal, I should not, like, drinking is not good for developing humans, and it's especially not good for running. I just don't think it would do my running any good, and I want my running to be as good as possible, and I don't think alcohol would be helping with that. Another reason is that I kind of like being different. I kind of like, because, you know, like I mentioned, I'm in the minority of my age group not drinking, strangely enough. But I kind of like being that way. I like being different to everyone else. I like doing things differently. I don't know. I don't want to necessarily be doing the same things as everyone else. I do quite a lot of things differently to other people. I'm quite a, I mean, everyone's unique, but I definitely do not follow the crowd on quite a lot of things, and I like it that way. I like being different. So if everyone else is gonna drink alcohol, I'll just not do it and I'll be different. I also don't really like the idea of like it, because I know that like if you have too much, and I feel like my alcohol tolerance level would be pretty low, and I know that if I have too much, like it's not gonna make me feel good. And genetically, my mum and dad, even when they have like a small amount to drink, they get really bad headaches, and it like they can't sleep, and I think probably the chances are that that would happen to me, and I just don't really like the idea of that. Like, I just don't really want to have that. I'd prefer to be avoiding it, and I guess that's kind of like my last reason, is that I just don't want to drink right now. Like, I don't know, I don't want to. And yeah, because everybody's like trying to get me to do it. When I say everybody, I don't mean like, it's not necessarily in a bad way, but people are just like, oh, come on, just have a go, have a try. And I'm like, no, I just don't want to right now. Like, I will at some point in the future, like I said, when I feel like I'm the one making the decision because I want to do it, but I just don't want to right now. I just don't want to. And now I'm going to talk about why I think others try to pressure me into drinking. And I've never had somebody like really like actually put heaps and heaps of pressure on, but it's just kind of those comments I said before, like, oh, just have a go, why don't you just, like, why not have one, you know? And I think the reason why people try to persuade me to have a drink is because it's this nasty little side of human nature where they're doing, and I'm talking about like kids my age, like people my age, not the adults, but like, well, maybe some of the adults, but mostly people my age. They know that they probably shouldn't be drinking, and maybe deep down they actually don't really want to be drinking, and they kind of know they're doing the wrong thing, but to make themselves feel better about it, they try and get me to drink as well, so they can be like, oh, you know, you're doing it as well, so it's fine if I do it. That kind of, you know, that kind of like, it is a side of human nature that most people have. You know, if you're doing something and you feel kind of bad about it, you want somebody else to be doing it as well, so it makes you feel better about yourself doing it. Like, it's not a very nice thing, but I think that's why lots of people try and pressure me into drinking, I guess. And why are these people drinking in the first place if they kind of know it's not the right thing to be doing? Well, it's pretty much peer pressure and FOMO. Everybody else is doing it. They're probably getting pressured into doing it. And I know in some situations it is hard to say no. I've always been very good at just saying no to what I don't want to do. No, thank you, I'm not doing that. Very firm but polite, no. But I'm quite a confident person like that. I'm very good at standing up for myself. And I know that it's not easy for everyone to do that. And some people would get pressured into drinking even if they don't want to do. And I understand that it can be hard for people to say no to that. And also you have FOMO, the fear of missing out. Everybody else is doing it and you just want to join in. You want to be like other people, and that's where I'm kind of the opposite. I don't get FOMO, I get like opposite FOMO, JOMO, that's it, joy of missing out. I'm like, yes, I'm good, I'm different, I don't want to be like that. But yeah, I think people get FOMO and just kind of you get caught up in the crowd, you know, like you might even not want to be meaning to drink, but you go to a party and there's alcohol everywhere and someone offers you a drink and you don't know how to say no, so you just take it and then you have a sip and then you're like, oh, it's all right, and then you have more and then you have, and it just kind of like spirals, you know? So I guess it's kind of the whole peer pressure, FOMO, like group culture, that's just kind of what happens. Like, I don't know, everybody just seems to drink underage, and I guess for that to happen, for everybody else to be drinking because someone else was drinking, like someone had to start it, didn't they? So like if everybody stopped drinking underage, then nobody would have started it, so nobody would feel the need to do it because other people are doing it, because no one else is doing it, and then nobody would be doing it. Did that make sense? I don't think so. But like, you know, it's a thing. If we want to kind of get rid of this underage drinking thing that just seems to happen absolutely everywhere, and I don't know, because I don't really mind if other people drink underage. Like, I don't think you should be drinking at age 12, but if you're 16 or 17 and you know, you do you, live your life, if that's really what you want to do, I don't recommend it. But if you want to drink underage, then in my opinion, drinking underage is far, far better than smoking or taking drugs. So if you have to do one of those three, I would say drinking. But I'm not condoning drinking, I'm not saying you should, but I'm just saying I think it's better than the other two. If I'm at a party and someone is drinking alcohol underage, I'd just be like, you do you, live your life. Like, if that's what you want to do, I'm not judging them for it. Like, I'm not judging them. Yeah, I'm not really sure where I was going on that tangent, but basically what I want people to take away from this video is, number one, don't feel pressured into drinking or doing anything that you don't want to do. I think it's cool not to drink. If you don't drink alcohol, that's cool, especially underage. Good on you. Join the club. That's awesome. Congratulations. Do not feel pressured by anybody ever to drink, and stand your ground. Say no. It's okay to say no, and especially if you say like no and make sure the other person knows that you're not judging them for doing it. You just don't want to do it yourself, but you're fine if they do it, you know? Like if somebody offers you alcohol at a party and they're drinking it, just say, not for me, thanks tonight, but I'm totally fine with you doing, or something like that. And you can always make up an excuse like, sorry, I've got to drive because zero alcohol tolerance on P plates. Or just like, I can always use the excuse that I've got a long run in the morning or something. So say you've got some sport on the next morning, or think of some reason or excuse to give, because having a reason like that can sometimes make it easier to say no, and it sometimes makes the other person more accepting of your no if you give a reason, even though you're not, like, you don't need to give a reason. It's, you're well within your rights to just say no and refuse it, but sometimes it's easier to just like give a reason, and it makes everybody feel a bit more comfortable. So that's number one, don't feel pressured into doing anything you don't want to do. And number two, if you do drink alcohol, don't pressure other people into doing it. Like, I'm not judging you if you drink underage, but I am judging you if you're trying to pressure other people into doing it, because that's just like not on at all. Like, that's not cool. Just do not pressure other people into doing it. It's actually quite a nasty thing to do, I think, especially if you're kind of taking advantage of the other person because you know that they're not very good at standing up for themselves, and just like, it's just not, don't pressure people into doing anything ever. Like, don't. So that brings me to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, because like I mentioned, I get asked this question a lot in real life, and I thought I'd just come and explain it on here, and now whenever anybody asks me, I can refer them to this video. Yeah, I hope it kind of gave you some confidence to stand your ground and know that it's okay to like be different and not do the cool thing, which actually normally isn't very cool at all. The most important thing in life is to do things because you want to do them, not because anybody else wants you to do them. So I think that's probably the main thing to take away from this video. I really hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, give it a big thumbs up and subscribe down below to my channel because I have lots of super exciting videos coming out. As I mentioned, I'm currently in a, oh no, I didn't clear that. Oh, that's really messy. Oh, sorry about that. As I mentioned, I'm currently on holiday in the Caribbean. I'm on a little island called Bequia, and I've also been in London, so I have so many exciting travel vlogs coming out. I'm literally so excited. I've been filming them all, and I'm gonna start editing them really soon, so they'll be coming out super soon. We went snorkeling today. We've been doing so many fun things. It's gonna be so good, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss those. And I'm moving to uni next year, so I'm gonna be doing heaps of uni vlogs because I'm moving out of home. I'm moving far away, so I've just got like so many exciting videos coming up on this channel, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss those, and turn on the notification bell if you want to know when I upload a new video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you all being here. I've been receiving so many lovely comments lately, and we've gained so many new subscribers, and it just makes my heart feel so full of joy. That was strange, okay. Anyway, I really appreciate you guys being here. We have such a lovely community on this channel, and I love it. So, oh, also leave any video suggestions for me down below. I'm kind of on holidays, so I've got some free time that I can use to film. So, video suggestions down below, subscribe, like, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!